The reviews are in for the iPhone XS and the XS Max, an early look at the Apple Watch Series 4, and where did the AirPower mat go? Let's get right into this week's Apple News and Rumors. Alright, so now that we've seen Apple's new lineup, let's go back for a second and talk about what we didn't see at the event. So, iPads, MacBooks, Mac Mini, AirPods, and AirPower. Now that doesn't mean we won't see these products before the end of the year. After all, Apple has been known to host an October launch event in years past. But I'm starting to think that the AirPower mat will not live to see the light of day. First off, we got no mention of it at the event, not even like a, hey, it's coming soon, don't worry. And secondly, Apple has erased all traces of it in its website. This is kind of like the tech equivalent of deleting all traces of your ex on social media after you've just broken up. Either way, it's not looking good. A report from John Gruber mentions overheating issues caused by those multiple charging coils as a potential culprit, while longtime Apple analyst Sonny Dixon goes on to say that the mat is having communication issues, so it's having trouble figuring out the charging levels of these different devices. Neither say that it's flat out canceled at this point, but Apple is running out of time if it wants to deliver within the 2018 timeframe the company had promised last year. Or, in the words of Gruber, the AirPower could be truly. And on a more positive note, the iPhone XS and the XS Max make their official debut on Friday, September 21st, and in the meantime, the reviews have already started flooding the internet. It seems like the consensus is that they aren't all that much different from last year's 10, aside from that larger screen and that better processor. Our own senior editor Scott Stein spent some time with these phones, and to him the biggest surprise was that the phones aren't all that different in terms of size, or at least they don't feel that way. He also said that the smart HDR feature on the camera makes a big difference when it comes to photography, so stay tuned for more comparisons to come from CNET.com. But if you're thinking of upgrading your phone, he says you're probably better off waiting for the XR or just upgrading to iOS 12. Now let's get to why. Apple finally released its iOS 12 update this week for its mobile devices, alongside watchOS 5 for the Apple Watch, macOS Mojave for the Macs, and tvOS. Now, I can't tell you to go ahead and download it right away. You may want to see if there are any issues down the road. But what I can say is that I definitely noticed a performance improvement with this new version of the software. Now, I'm not just talking about newer devices. Even if you have an iPhone 5S or above, you will notice considerable performance improvements where it matters. I'm not talking about the flashy new features like in years past, but these are the day-to-day tasks that you do on a regular basis that really matter when it comes to your phone. watchOS 5 also brings new features to the Apple Watch, including a walkie-talkie app, more watch faces, but I'm actually most excited about those new fitness features, which include automatic workout detection, except sorry, no cycling, and those tools for runners, including those gentle pace alerts that let you know when you're going too slow. And speaking of Apple Watch, I got it! I just finished setting up the Apple Watch Series 4, and I'm going to be testing it out over the next few weeks, testing out all the new features. Unfortunately, one of the coolest ones, in my opinion, that EKG feature, will not be available at launch, but that doesn't mean there's not plenty more we can do with it. I'm actually wearing it alongside the Series 3 to start getting a feel of what's new, what's different, is it worth the upgrade? For starters, I actually want to show you the screen size. I have them both with the same watch face already, and here's where you can really see that difference in screen size. The Series 3 is the 38mm, and this Series 4 is the 40mm. Both are the smallest versions of each model. And look at how much more screen real estate you're getting. What features do you want to see me try out first? Let me know on the comment section below, or hit me up on Twitter. I'll be answering all your questions about the Series 4. In the meantime, I'm going to take both these watches out for a run. Oh yeah, and we still have that iPhone XR in the pipeline for October, so this Apple madness is just getting started. Also, thank you so much for your comments last week. I'm pretty sure collectively we have figured out what the R in iPhone XR stands for. We have iPhone X regular, iPhone X Retina, X Rainbow, refurbished, reduced, rip-off, or it's that the R comes before the S. Thank you again for all your comments, and I will see you next week with more Apple Core.